Okay, so this is the Fierce Fit Pride team call, and it is the first of the month. It's March 1st, 2016, and I am super excited for tonight's team call. I'm going to be sharing my screen with you for a Google Slides presentation that I've put together for you, and I have to tell you guys, I think you guys are honestly going to die when you see some of the stuff that I'm going to share with you tonight. So the team call topic is the do's and don'ts of social media sharing. And as you know, prior to becoming a Team Beachbody coach, I was a kindergarten teacher and I had absolutely no network marketing experience whatsoever. And you'll see that this clearly shows in some of the posts that I was sharing when I first got started as a coach. And I do want to say, it's so important for all of us as coaches to, make mistakes and fail forward and have posting flops. I used to say this to my kindergartners, and I'm going to say it to you guys, and it doesn't matter how old you are, it's so important to make mistakes because we learn from them. So with that said, I'm hoping that what I have to share with you tonight is going to help you in the sense that maybe it'll help you fail forward a little more gracefully. I think it's important for me as your leader to share the mistakes that I've made so that, you don't make the same mistakes. You make your own mistakes and you learn from, what it is that I've learned. So I will get started. I'm going to share the screen with you guys. And okay, I'm just going to pull this up over here. And then if I come over here, slide. All right, I never know how to do this. Present. That would make the most sense, right? Okay. So, this always does this to me, right, you guys? Let's see. Slide tools, view, present. I just want to, could somebody just unmute themselves and tell me if they can see this?
I can see it. It's your first screen, the do's and don'ts. Yeah.
Perfect. All right, great. So the do's and don'ts of social media sharing, brought to you by yours truly, brought to you by My Social Media Posting Fails. So one thing I want you to think about too, as we get started with this presentation, is I want you to think about the traction that you're getting on, the different kinds of posts that you're sharing. The more valuable posts that you're sharing are obviously going to get a lot of traction, and the salesy or less than valuable posts won't get much traction at all, typically. And I say typically because I did share today that, the 22-minute Hard Corps program was coming out on my Facebook page, and it didn't get a lot of traction. However, I have had so many people reach out to me today. So just because a post doesn't get a lot of traction doesn't mean that people aren't looking at it. That's another thing to keep in mind. So the don'ts. For starters, tons of Beachbody terminology that your general audience just won't understand. So for example, when you use terms like challenge packs or even challenge groups in your Facebook posts, people are going to be like, what the heck is that? They don't really know what think about it. When you first were presented with this opportunity, if somebody said, oh, the challenge pack for this program is on sale this month, you would be like, well, what does that even mean? What is a challenge pack? Even the names of programs, like sharing names of programs in your posts, I am now staying away from that unless you go into explaining what it specifically is. Another thing, stock photos. So those awful photos that we find online when we type, 21-day fix or Shakeology or whatever it is into the Google search engine. It's super important for us to be, original and create our own content and be using our own images and our own collages, and more, make sure that they're eye-catching and they're colorful and that they don't necessarily scream Beachbody, because we represent something more than just like the Beachbody image. We're representing and branding ourselves as business owners and as health and lifestyle coaches. So keep that in mind. Another thing, mentioning prices or using the word sales or promotions or discounts or phrases like final days to save, and anything that ultimately says, I'm trying to sell you something. Let me sell you something. Lastly, mass tagging. So by that I mean, when I make a post and I tag my challengers in my posts, I've made sure that I have spoken with my challengers individually, and I've said, I'm going to be making this post to, promote this group that I have coming up. Is it okay if I tag you in it? That's something that, you want to make sure you're doing. If you're tagging your clients in your posts, make sure that it's okay with them first, because not everybody wants to be tagged. And make sure that you're only tagging your clients. So not just everybody in our challenge group, but just your clients specifically, okay? So here's a perfect example, and I have several examples of the don'ts. So things to think about. Like I said, no one knows what a challenge pack is. Here I'm using stock photos, I'm sounding desperate, and I'm using woofy terminology. Those of you who know me well know that when I'm displeased with something, I say woof. And that's exactly what this post makes me feel, just like a huge woof. I can't tell you how many of the posts I went through from like when I first got started, or even like this is, I don't know, maybe 4 months after I got started, and it just screams salesy. Last hours, final hours to save, challenge pack promotions. That is an example of a do not. Again, you don't want to put out there too, what the challenge pack promotions are. Like, people don't understand what that is. And you don't want to be saying that this is what's on sale this month. Even though I go into talking about, what these programs are and how, a person might benefit from jumping on board with one of these programs, it's still so salesy. And ultimately, this kind of, this text here, that's the kind of stuff that you want to be sharing with your prospective clients in private emails, not just like word vomiting all this information on, your Facebook personal page or your Facebook like page. This, oh my goodness. So I saw this and my heart literally sunk to my core. So here we have a promotion that I thought would be a great idea. I said, now through April 30th, purchase XYZ, and I'll send you 2 free gifts for committing to your health and enter you into a drawing for a chance to win $75. This is a double woof. It screams desperate. And like here I say, now I'm going to desperately throw money at people just for committing to something that's going to change their lives. No, no, and no again. First of all, that screams that like it takes away from the value of what we're promoting and what we're sharing with people. And for starters, I don't think I had $75 to just throw away at that point in my journey, if I'm being perfectly honest. This is just like so ungraceful of me, and I shudder to the core looking at something like this. Again, I'm using stock photos and I'm sounding desperate and salesy. I no longer use the hashtags, like hashtag PIO, hashtag 21-day fix. I know that in some of our challenge groups, I do mini challenges with our challengers where they use those hashtags, but as coaches, like, we shouldn't be using those hashtags. Again, hi, I'm Meg, and I'm trying to sell you something. I sound salesy and unrelatable. How sad for me. Again, a chance to win $50 in a drawing. Just atrocious. Today through April 14th only. Like, if you read through this, you'll see how salesy it sounds, and it's just not what we stand for. And again, a perfect example of me failing forward. I look at these posts and I wonder, like, how did I get away with doing that? How did somebody not say to me, hello, what are you doing? So yeah, again, not so graceful. And again, that word challenge pack, that word promotions, when you purchase this and enroll with me as your coach, I'll send you this. Still sounding a bit desperate. I know that I've talked to you guys about the incentives of, offering people a chance to get entered into a drawing for a Fix8 cookbook. That's something that, more often than not, you want to share with them in a private message, not so much put it out there on Facebook. Sale ends tomorrow. Time is running out. Again, that terminology. And just sharing information that should really be put in an email. So what's wrong with this picture? Stock photos. I'm not sharing me or my experience. I'm hiding behind the products. So take note of this slide for just a moment. This was for a 5-day informational group that we called Kickstart to Kick-Ass in 2015. And it is basically the same exact group that we just ran. The weeks are blending together, either last week or the week before. Your Best Year Yet group, where we shared information on the 21-Day Fix and 21-Day Fix Extreme programs. This is what my post looked like almost a year ago, like literally a year ago. And today, this is what my post looked like for my 5-day informational group. So things that I don't do: I don't mention the name of the program. I don't mention that it's about Shakeology. I don't use the term challenge group. I don't use stock photos, and I don't look salesy. So here I have the program, the nutrition plan, the Superfoods Nutrition Shake, and the support and accountability group, words that people can relate to, that have my challengers achieving amazing results. Things that I do: I evoke intrigue. So people are wondering, well, what could this be about? I'm not saying it's for the 21-Day Fix. People are curious. What is it for? I reiterate that my life has changed in this post. My life has changed because of my decision to commit to this journey 15 months ago. I remind them that I've shared my client results and I've shared nuggets with them about how this could be of value to them. I'm putting them first. I'm not putting me first. I'm not thinking about making that sale. I'm thinking about, as a coach, my job is to put other people first, is to serve people and to help people in their health and fitness journeys. So again, when I say, how this could be of value to them, I say, if you're unhappy, if you're lacking energy, if you struggle to make time for you, if you find yourself making excuses, if you're looking to belong to a community being, the challenge group and our team, if you're looking to make a lifestyle change that keeps on giving, these are things that people, like concrete, tangible examples that people can relate to. So this is how my posting has changed over the course of a year. I've learned a lot, you guys. So this is why I want to share this with you. Okay, the do's. Share your journey, share your success, and also don't be afraid to share your struggles and your obstacles that turn into triumphant moments. I say this all the time to you guys. The struggle is what unites us all as human beings, and people relate more to the struggle than anything else. We're all doing the best that we can every day of the week. And, our job as coaches is really to be that light on social media. So when we have, moments of struggle or obstacles that we're faced with, share that, but then turn it into a positive, turn it into, how you've persevered, how you've overcome that obstacle. That's important. And then breadcrumbing your story. So you've got this really big story and you're going to reveal it in what we call breadcrumbs, or little pieces of your larger story that leave your audience feeling intrigued and wanting to know more about you and what happens next. And, you know, like I said, you've got this one big story where your journey started. And chances are it was long before Beachbody ever even came into your life, ever came into the picture. There were events that happened along the way that led you to this opportunity and led you to your health and fitness journey. So, you know, little breadcrumbs throughout your day that share your story presently, and also share a little bit more about, you know, who you were before this opportunity came knocking at your door. Share you. So again, no hiding behind pictures of your Shakeology cups, no hiding behind stock photos and images that aren't you. Part of your job is to brand yourself in this business. And, you know, that's a topic that could be a call all on its own, honestly. But if you share yourself and you do the do's that I'm going to share with you, that branding of yourself will 100% fall into place naturally. And then again, something I sing to you all the time: be real, be vulnerable, be honest, be uncomfortable. Because when you step outside of your comfort zone, when you feel uncomfortable, you're doing it right. That's always when I get, you know, the biggest response, the most traction on my posts. And it's incredible, the response that I get from people when I share the most vulnerable parts of myself. So the to-dos. Here, this is a post that I shared a few weeks ago. I personally have been struggling with finding balance in my life. I've been doing a lot of work and not a whole lot of me time, not a whole lot of personal time. And balance, you know, you guys know it's something that I preach a lot about. Self-love is something that I preach a lot about. And in this post, I admit that I'm guilty of not always practicing what I preach. And so sharing that with people, I got a really great response. And, you know, people agreed that it is hard to find balance in a busy life. And even though I talk this big talk about, you know, finding balance and practicing self-love, it's hard sometimes, and I can relate to other people on that level. Here, what we love about the coaching opportunity in this lifestyle. So, you know, back in December, I was in my feety pajamas with a cup of coffee on a weekday at like 11 in the morning. It was a snowy day, and you know, a lot of people reached out to me and they were like, wow, I'm jealous that you get to do this. Like, that you get to be at home in your pajamas until 11 o'clock in the morning and you just get to like curl up on your couch and do your work. But I do share about, you know, other things that I love about this job, checking in with, you know, my coaches and my challengers and all that other stuff. So just sharing, you know, what you're grateful for about this opportunity. Another thing, be relatable. We can all relate to not having enough time and making those excuses for ourselves. So dive into that. You know, it's so easy to throw up a picture and a sentence or two for a post, but like, you're going to get more traction on your posts. It doesn't have to be a novel, and I encourage you not to make a novel, but you know, when you speak from your heart, when you write from your heart and you share something that's real, something that people can relate to, you're going to inspire more people for sure. So this is a post that our friend Kelly Coons made about how, you know, she's always made a lot of excuses about not having enough time. She shares that, you know, fitting a 30-minute workout into your day is so doable. It needs to be a priority, XYZ. So I thought I'd share that example with you. This one. So I feel like it's so easy to struggle with, you know, how to share Shakeology. And there are so many different ways that you can do this. For starters, though, no more photos of shakes with recipes. If a person doesn't own Shakeology for themselves it's of no value to them to know how you make your shake. So how do you add value? Why is this shake something anyone should care about? Well, in this post, I share, that I'm really busy, I'm not feeling well, and I was plugging away doing my work, and then I realized that I had tutoring in 5 minutes, and I said, thank goodness for my superfoods shake. It's great when I need a little extra energy and immune support. So right there, I just shared 2 small, teeny tiny nuggets. It helps with boosting your energy and it provides immune support. You don't have to share everything that it does for you in one post, but just, sort of like you do with your story, breadcrumb, leave a little intrigue, make people want to know a little bit more about what this can do for them. And again, here I'm not using the word Shakeology. I'm using superfood shake, or, you could use my nutrition shake, something like that. So here, my sweet friend Lindsay, she recently has had a tough go with her munchkins, being really sick. And she's a busy mom of 3. She's got twins and a 5-year-old at home, and she's, pursuing this business opportunity full time. And so it's hard when you have other big life things going on to, find the time to post or whatever. She does it with grace. I have to tell you, you guys, if you're a mommy and you're not following her yet, you definitely should. So she's sharing a breadcrumb from her day, Zoodles, the healthy alternative to noodles. It's simple. She's talking about how lows, she had to bring all 3 kids to the doctor today after 3 weeks of playing ping pong virus edition. And the highs, she just made Zoodles, and she's going to celebrate her perfect Zoodles with a glass of wine, because small victories, turning a negative into a positive, and just, having it be lighthearted fun with her post. So here, this is a post that I made the morning after my ex broke up with me. And I open up my post. This is definitely a breadcrumb post. So a nugget of my larger story. I'm painting a picture for my audience, how I'm feeling that morning. And I'm sharing the struggle that I'm having that day. And I'm turning a negative into a positive. I'm being vulnerable. I'm sharing that I'm heartbroken. And I'm relating all of this back to how Beachbody has helped me. So I talk about how last night I turned to the support from my team, this amazing community that we're a part of, and just how loving and caring everybody was towards me during my time of need. And I talk about how I can let this derail me, or I could channel this energy towards something great, something that I can thank myself for at the end of the day. My mindset for today: if you don't want to run a mile, run 2. So, think about mindset, especially when you've got those obstacles that pop up from time to time throughout your day. The do's, the lovely Brenna Provost, here she is. So in this post, she's sharing how this journey is changing our lives for the better. And it's more than something physical. It's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. It's this holistic experience. And this is something that people are going to relate to, something that isn't superficial or focuses solely on that physical transformation. Why does Brenna work out? She spells it out for you right here. And she does a beautiful job at it. So that's another great example of a to-do on social media. The lovely Kayla Provost, again, being inspiring, being real, being really relatable. So she talks about, a common misconception many people have about fitness is that it's all about size, when that it couldn't be farther from the truth. And this is something that so many people, especially women, can really relate to. So again, being relatable, being inspiring. People love seeing that. This is Dana. This is Kelly's coach. So here she talks about how she's finishing up Hammer and Chisel, how she modified a lot. She does have a situation with her hip, and she talks about how, the past 6 days of the program have been a little off because of her hip pain. But she talks about how she perseveres. And she also talks about her little bug, Declan. And so here she knows her audience. She's speaking to people, obviously, who, you know, are looking to be inspired, but also possibly moms. If you follow Dana, you know that she, a large part of her target audience is moms. She's relating to her audience. She's persevering despite challenges, whether it be physical or otherwise. And she's also giving people a snippet of what's to come. So she talks about how she's already focused on what's next because she's going to be doing a 22-minute hardcore test group in the upcoming weeks. And she is looking for 10 people who are ready to step it up with a boot camp test group. So evoking intrigue, boot camp? What boot camp? What is this 22-minute hardcore thing? So that is Dana's post. Another thing. So fur babies, real babies, people love babies of all kinds. And the truth is the babies love to get involved in what we do. So share these silly moments, whether your dog is in the way of your workout. I know Brenna shares a lot of Clark. And, you know, you mamas out there definitely keep sharing posts that, you know, involve integrating your little ones into your workouts or your little ones watching you do your workouts. That's always great. People love seeing that stuff. Again, Ashley and Brianna, being real, being vulnerable, sharing the journey, sharing where you started and where you're at and where you're heading. So many people are going to relate to this journey. And I feel like moms have a unique situation because, you know, after a mom has a baby, I mean, I think it's safe to say not many moms are comfortable with where they're at with their bodies and they want to work out and they're busy trying to balance a life of, you know, raising their kids. Some of them are raising kids and working full-time jobs and they feel like they can't make the time for their health or just for themselves in general. And so it's so important for you to show other moms that yes, it is possible that 30-minute workouts are only 2% of your entire day. So share you and share this journey. And if you feel uncomfortable hitting that post button, you are doing it right. If you're hitting post just to hit post, I can promise you guys, it's not going to be as effective. And I've done that so many times. I say that coming from a place of knowing that, you know, it's better to share something with value than to just share, you know, something for the sake of sharing it. Don't share it unless you feel, you know, can this inspire? Can this make a difference? Can this, you know, evoke some kind of emotion or even shock, you know, like, oh my goodness, wow, that's so inspiring. I can't believe she shared that. Like, that's so empowering and inspiring. So awesome job with these posts, girls. Another thing, so again, know your audience, relate to your audience, use original images that you've created and act like the professional that you are. So this kind of post a year ago would not have looked this way. It just wouldn't have. This is for a 21-day fix challenge group, but looking at it, I mean, aside from the containers, you wouldn't necessarily know it. That is a photo that I took of my cafe latte, Shakeology. That is a photo that I had from a photo shoot. Do you need fancy photo shoot photos? No, you don't need them. And if you want to, I mean, just throw a white curtain up and take some photos with some nice lighting. Like it doesn't have to be super fancy, but it should be you. So again, this is an example of not hiding behind, you know, the products. Be true to you and share you. So again, do scary stuff that makes your heart fall into your tummy the moment that you click post and tie it all back to what we do and how your journey is in large part shaped by our community and the support and the accountability. Here, Jenny talks about how she couldn't have done this without the support of the amazing online community that she's a part of. And, you know, she's grateful for that. So, and we all know, obviously, that our team and the people in our challenge groups. Like, we really are, like, for lack of a better term, a fit fam. We're all here to support each other. And, you know, we give each other that kick in the fanny, that like feeling of, I can do this, I can share this, or, you know, I can, you know, put this out there for the world to see without, you know, being like so scared about it. Like Ginny, obviously she was scared when she posted this. I know she shared this in the team page, but she felt like a badass after she posted it, because she got like over 120 likes and all these comments. And like, this is the stuff, you guys, that people look to for inspiration. This is what's going to, you know, encourage people to join us on this journey. Again, be silly, be real, relatable, share your happy moments and your daily successes as they happen. A lot of my posts, like, I mean, I'm not going to say all of my posts are great, guys. They're not. And I totally understand that. A lot of them aren't planned. And sometimes I find that the posts that aren't planned tend to get the most traction. You know, like here I was just on a run and I was having a runner's high and I was like, I'm going to jump in the air and try and figure out some kind of posts to come up with this. So again, tying it all back to what I'm doing in this career. So big things are happening on my amazing team. So incredibly proud of where we're all heading together as the new year approaches. Oh my goodness. Sorry. And I talk about my challengers and how my coaches have their hearts in the game. Like, this is what it's about, you guys. Sharing this lifestyle, sharing your journey, sharing this lifestyle, sharing this opportunity in as many ways as possible. This is a post that I shared today. And I got to tell you, because I've been so busy, it's been hard for me to like stop myself and take the time out to make posts during the day. And all I could come up with today was the fact that I have this freaking chia seed launched in my gum. And I can't get it out. And so all I could really think of is like, okay, maybe I'll just like ask people, because chia seeds are really good for you. And maybe I could sneak in a nugget about some of the health benefits of chia seeds. And at the same time, ask people for their advice. So when you post, the way to get more engagement and more traction is provide a call to action or an opportunity for your audience to engage on your post or respond to a question. And again, like I said, add value and share, you know, little nuggets of helpful, valuable information. So I ask people like, what the hell can I do to get this thing out of my mouth? And also I shared some of the health benefits of chia seeds while I was at it. So to recap, it's just so important to be you and share you, because there's only one of you. And that, my friends, is wildly and fiercely special. And your sparkle, your journey, your humility, your light, it's 100% unique. So don't hide that from the world, because that would be a selfish thing to do. And reveal the beauty of this life-changing opportunity. You 100% have it in all of you to do this. So, well, I'm just gonna, there we go. I hope that somehow this was helpful to you guys. I felt like it was really important for, oh my goodness, we have less than a minute. Okay, so I don't know when this is gonna end, but I will just say that hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Hold on. That's a high jump. You guys kill me. So anyway, yes. I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions, you know, please reach out to me. You guys are awesome. Have faith in what you're sharing and just share you. Okay? I didn't get that seed out. It's still in my gum. I don't know what to do about it either. I'm going to try oil pulling in the morning. But anyway, I love you guys. And if you have any questions or comments, I'm around. Just feel free to, you know, message me. So that's that. I love you guys, and I'll post the recording in the team page. I hope everybody has a great night.